I welcome you to Ozidi TV. Today we have a special guest in our midst, and I want you to pay rapt attention because the issue we are going to discuss this hour is going to be of a great interest to the family, because each time you see us gather like this, or each time you see us sitting comfortably on this screen, we are trying to teach you on something that will go a long way in shaping your life, shaping your marriage, shaping your relationship in every facet of life. So today I have a wonderful guest I want to introduce to you in the person of Sister Dora. Sister Dora, you are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
I believe that you are loaded with patience. Sister Dora is a wonderful daughter of Zion, somebody who God has been using in different facets of life. And today, she called before this hour that she's going to be here in order to ask some varieties of questions that is valuable and that will help us to be in the same page with what everybody intends to hear. So, Sister Dora Mukede, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Ozidi TV.
Thank you, sir.
Where entertainment is the order of the day, instruction and palatable questions, things that will help our viewers to enjoy this hour. So, you can bubble. If there is anything you have to ask me, I am ready. Let's go.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
I must say this is a great privilege for me to be here, and because there have been questions that I would like you to know all about, but today I must say it's a great day for me.
Wow, wow.
Those question that has to do with the family,
Okay.
that has to do with mostly we women.
Okay.
We have most challenge on that. So I want to ask, sir, what are the factors for one to consider before choosing a maid?
You mean you are talking about maid?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good subject issue. Something that is so relatively connected to women and their home. Your question simply says factors to consider when choosing, hiring, employing a maid. You know, for our best interest, a maid is somebody who is like a helpmate in the domestic factor of the house. Right? So when you talk about factor, this is the mistake people usually make. They want somebody to be assisting them. They want somebody to be acting as their housekeeper, house help, and they just pick up somebody from God knows where, bring him to their house, and the person starts to deal with them, total stranger. So this question is very, very important. The condition, the factors you need to put into place. Firstly, you must know the background of who you are bringing. Don't relate only on the verbal expression, the packaging of the agent. You know, some people, that is their duty. Their agent, their duty is to bring housemaid for people. So when you rely on them, they will not tell you that the person they are bringing for you is bad. You know, they will package the person. Oh, she is a wonderful person from a God-fearing family. You need to make your own research. And when you make your own research, you must know the background where the person is coming from. That is very, very important. And how do you make that research? Where is she coming from? You can ask questions. If need be, if you have somebody who is related to that environment, you ask. People will always act based on their family background. People will always act based on their exposure. And when the person finally comes, you must first of all take the person to hospital. You know, people hardly understand this area too. The person must go to hospital. Doctor must ascertain that that person is sick free. A certain kind of illness, HIV, hepatitis B or 2 or B or A or C, as the case may be in the medical term. You must know all this. You must know whether the person is pregnant. Peradventure, the person must have served in another family and got pregnant. And in the process, the people pushed her away. And the agent is not to package her again. She said, if I have another place you can put me, put me. The agent did not know that she's pregnant. The agent will now connect her to another family. You might be carried away and take her in. And in the process of it, you discover that she's pregnant. That is the second. First I told you, you must know her background. 2, you must know her medical position. You must know her medical position. And you must know if she had worked in another place and what made her to leave that particular place. These are factors. And at the same time, I discovered that somebody happened to be a man. And to my greatest surprise, when I watched it, the person changed. Diagnosed herself to look like a woman. Pick up that job. But in between the line, her madam discovered that the way she used to act, the way she used to do some certain things, it is not the character of a woman. Until her daughter, the madam's daughter, said one day, the maid was trying to play funny on me. The madam said, the madam reported to the doctor. The doctor said, take her inside the house. Check her out. In the process of trying to check her, they discovered that she was a man, not even a woman. Imagine when you bring such a person. So you can see, these are factors you need to consider before you bring in your maid or whatever the person might claim to be. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Another one is challenges.
Okay.
The challenges we most time have with those maid.
Okay, the challenges
that you have with the maid.
When we talk about challenges, the challenges. Okay, when we talk about challenges in the relationship of the maid and the place of people she's staying with, we are talking about challenge is a natural issue. There is no facet of life where you don't see challenge. Even between husband and wife who are legally married, cuddled by the arm of love, challenge will surely come. But when you bring the issue of maid into the picture of challenge, you are trying to say things that people usually frown at. One of the challenges is the understanding of the maid. You know, some people, they will always act based on their knowledge. When a maid is not exposed, when a maid is not highly educated, there are some areas she will be limited to. There are some areas you can't tell a maid to teach your child mathematics assignment when the maid is a primary 6 holder. Oh, you call, he goes, he can come. Oh, take junior and start to teach that algebra. You don't expect the maid to do that. There will be challenge in that area because the person you are telling to help is a primary 6 holder. Another challenge is the fear that the maid might take over your home. Yes, there are some maids, their intention is to come, take over your home. Taking over your home, how? They might go a long way seducing your husband. Some maids are good in that. So when you see such thing coming, you will know how you are going to block it. That is a challenge. Another challenge is you don't know whether this maid has some people outside where she passed message about your home to them. I've seen that maid that brought in armed robbers into the house without the owner knowing. Without the owner knowing. So, for instance, if there is something in the house like plumbing work, mechanic work, and the maid probably say, I know who to call in. How? You told me you have never been to Lagos, and you are not telling me you know the plumber to call. You're supposed to know that. How did she know this plumber? It means that both of them are working together. How did she know this mechanic? It simply means that both of them are working together. So, but some people can overlook it. Some people can throw that idea under the table. And more especially, when you talk about the challenge could be, you send your maid to look after your children. All of a sudden, your maid start to maltreat them. To the extent of giving them domestic violence, treating them, maltreating them, frustrating them, denying them food. We have seen it over the days. Sometimes when you watch, you see a maid stabbing a child, hitting a child's head on the wall, using maid to march on a child. If thank God for some families that usually fix CCTV, we wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to know all this. So these are challenges. These are challenges. Like I said on the issue of factors to consider. If you did not check the health condition of the maid, don't be very surprised. Supposing if a maid died in your house, how do you defend it? What will you tell the government that happened? You can see that it's always a trouble when a maid died. So that is the reason why these factors should be put into consideration. And the challenge should be, don't allow that challenge by doing the needful. Another challenge is some people hardly pay their maids well. When you pick up a maid, you pay a maid 7,000 naira, 10,000 naira, peanuts. You discover that the maid might end up taking things from their house, selling part of your property without you knowing. Because and another challenge is this idea of the maid must be treated as a maid. I don't know whether you have any person in relation to that.
Yes.
When you know, sometimes it's a challenge.
Yes.
When a maid discovers that you are not treating her well, it's a challenge. Yes, that she's not relevant in the house. You are just using her as a camel that carries the bondage. So the maid might turn out to be a thorn on your flesh. So these are challenges.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
I have gotten a lot.
Okay.
But another thing that baffles me,
okay,
sir, is how does Madam relate with the maid?
Okay, how some madams, the working relationship between
the
maid and the madam. That is what I said to ask. That is a marvelous question. In fact, it's a question that some people need to hear. You see, once you accept a maid, after passing through the factors, passing through the challenges and the excel, you must understand that the person you brought in home is a fellow human being like you. I'm not saying that you should be sleeping on your bed. I'm not saying that you should wear your clothes. But at the same time, you should give her some sense of belonging. It is the idea of that sense of belonging that will make her to feel free, feel at home. Permit me to take a little bit to the biblical position. The Bible says that should be in 2 Kings chapter 5. That a young girl was captured during the time of war. And during the process, Naaman's wife, the little girl was given to Naaman's wife. But because of the way Naaman's wife attached herself, the baby attached herself to Naaman's wife gave her some kind of sense of belonging, privilege in the family. That was what made that lady to tell the madam, this leprous condition that Oga is suffering. If you take Oga to where you took me from, to my community, to my village, to my state, we have a prophet there who has all it takes to heal Oga. Had it been, there was no working relationship between this poor girl and her madam. Believe me, that lady wouldn't have gotten the moral God to express her feelings or express that idea to madam. So the working relationship depends on the madam. So madams used to see every housemaid as a slave, simply because you are paying her peanut does not necessarily mean that you should frustrate her life, that you should make her look at that. Sometimes they keep such ladies so late before such lady will eat. You know, sometimes they will not even allow the lady to eat when they are eating. Sometimes ago I saw through the enablement of Facebook, where a lady took her children to eatery with her housemaid, and she decided to give her housemaid at arm's length. She did not give the girl the ice cream others were taking, or the meat pie and the garnished fruit. The lady was somewhere waiting, and the woman isolated, my dear, and the woman and her children were all eating. They never bothered to give to that lady. And you discover that when you treat somebody with flesh and blood this way, you are provoking the ugly side of her. What is the ugly side of her? When she starts to feel you look down on her, when she starts to feel you never valued her, when she starts to feel that you always see her as a slave, not as a member of the family. You want to buy something like during Christmas or seasonal time, you bought some certain things, you buy Christmas things for your children, you buy for the family members, but when you get to her, you just carry rag, oversized shoe, over worn out, clothes that have been worn out. You want to give it to her, and you expect her to walk freely. No, why she's laboring, no matter the amount you are paying her, make her to have a sense of belonging. That is the working relationship. I usually say it, and people usually laugh over it. I say, instead of you to call your house girl my maid, why not call her a special advisor on domestic matters? Wow. That is like garnishing her position. You understand? When you garnish her position, you give her the privilege to enjoy that particular reserved love. Enough love to be reserved. There are people that they are not related to you, but you reserve some portion of love for them. Housemaids should be treated well. Whether you like it or not, they should be treated well. After you must have measured every possible best to know that the one coming is the best, is the good one rather. So you must treat that person well. If the person, sometimes you give them freedom, okay, you want to travel to your village, but to make sure that you come within 1 week, the person will travel and come back. Some house girls don't have leave. leave or allowance to move around. And sometimes, it affects them. They can't marry because 7 years they're in your house. From your parlor to the kitchen, from the kitchen to the children's room, from the children's room to taking them to school. They won't have the chance to interact, to mingle. And in the course of it, you discover that a girl will be with you without opportunity to get married. So it affects them too. So every family should look into this. When you hire them, when you bring them in, give them sense of belonging. It helps because they are women too. I believe that this opportunity
I've learned a lot, and I know people out there those who hearing us, they've also learned a lot.
To God be the glory. We really appreciate your coming. We really appreciate that. We believe that the questions and the answers we learned that we go a long way in telling in giving our viewers the opportunity to know, more especially those who want to bring in house girls, house help. It will give them. By the special grace of God, by next week we are going to bring somebody who is going to come down here and tell us her own experience. It will not be me explaining, but this time around we are bringing somebody who is going to who must have gotten enough experience about the issue of housemaid, and tell us her own experience, whether it is bitter, whether it is sweet. And through her own experience, it will be a different message entirely. It's going to be a different eye-opening expression entirely. And I want to tell you that Ozidi TV is positioned to encourage us to look into the affairs of the family, total social issues, matters that relate to human relationship, matters that relate to family. So anytime you see us here, we will always present a wonderful topic that will help you, a wonderful topic that will showcase issues of family. And by so doing, I know that many will learn. Today, you must have heard the questions from our guests and the answers that followed the questions as well. Once again, I want to thank you, Sister Dora. Ozidi TV say thank you for coming. And we might not have silver or gold to give you. We have our little gift. This gift will go a long way in standing out in your house. Anytime you or your children want to make, or your husband want to make use of it, you remember Ozidi TV. So Ozidi TV said we should give you this for coming.
Thank you so much.
Remain blessed.
Don't forget this.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Another time.
Thanks a lot. I'm not only learning today, I'm taking a package home.
Wow.
God bless you.
Please extend our greetings to your family. Thank you for coming. That is the way, the little we can take for today. Until we meet next week, I say you are blessed. Keep on watching Ozidi TV, Entertainment Planet. It is well with you.